Thanks for coming to the New Ipswich Library. I'm John Rosenfelder. I'd like to thank Ann Soiney and the New Ipswich Library for having us here. We're here partially because of the New Hampshire State Council of the Arts. The New Hampshire State Council of the Arts promotes the arts in New Hampshire, and they also try to preserve traditional arts, encourage the preservation of traditional arts. And one of the traditional arts that they felt was worth preserving was this particular type of piano accompaniment for Contra-Dance music. And actually, Sarah and Matt got a grant from the New Hampshire State Council of the Arts to study together as apprentice and master teacher. And this is for Contra-Dance music. And Contra-Dance did not originate in Nicaragua. It evolved right here in New England from older forms of country dancing. The contra part comes from two lines of partners lined up facing each other down the hall. And contra-dancing is also a called dance, like square dancing. And tonight we have Frank Woodward of New Boston. He's going to show call a demonstration dance for us. Contra-dancing later evolved into square dancing, which is popular throughout the country. But contra-dancing is also popular throughout the country. There's in the northeast it's very popular, in the northwest it's popular, and there's pockets all over the country. Contra-dancing requires live music, and it could be accompanied by a fiddle or a banjo or any melody instrument that's loud enough to play above the dancing feet, the sound of the dancing feet. Some non-traditional Contra-Dance bands have electric guitars and drums and saxophones and all that, but traditional New England Contra-Dance is more what you see here. It could be fiddle, banjo, accordion, but what makes the unique sound of New England Contra-Dance music is the piano. And the piano plays the rhythm, and the rhythm is what drives the dancers. And without it, just a fiddle won't cut it. The dancers want to hear that piano setting the pace. The music that we play comes from Scotland, Ireland, French Canada, Cape Breton, and the Appalachian Mountains and other places. Some of the tunes are brand new, and some are hundreds of years old. There are jigs and reels, hornpipes, and polkas and marches. New Hampshire is a place where all these traditions have come together and is a center for contra-dancing and contra-dance music. And we are really blessed with contra-dance musicians and callers and dances in various places around this area especially. When Sarah and I approached Bob McQuillan about piano lessons, he explained that he could teach Sarah to play the piano. That wasn't a problem, but only in his boom chuck style. He said that he never gets to play the melody, just the boom chucks. He's the rhythm man. So tonight we're going to see the results of a year's piano lessons. We're going to have a mini concert. We're going to play some traditional Contra-Dance tunes. Then we're going to take a short break and move the chairs out of the way, and then we're going to have a demonstration dance. We're going to do the best we can with the space we have, and we'll need some volunteers for that, so be prepared to volunteer. Let's see, I have a few people I'd like to introduce. Sarah Rosenfelder. She's a junior at Messinic High School. She got into music when she was 8. She wanted to learn to play the fiddle, and she was inspired, I think, by her Aunt Christine. And when she's not playing music, she's doing artwork, archery, or running. Frank Woodward will be calling our dances. Frank is a farmer from New Boston, New Hampshire, amongst other talents. He's organized dances all over New Hampshire, and he and his wife Susan play in a band called New Boston Fancy. And they've introduced the joy of contra-dancing to many, many beginners. I think Frank's really patient with beginners, and not all callers. A lot of dances you can end up at, they go quickly to a higher level, but Frank has a second sense for seeing what people need, and everybody has a good time. Christine Anderson is an awesome fiddler in many styles. She plays bluegrass and Finnish and Scottish dance music. When she's not fiddling or teaching violin students, she's a nursing student. And we are very lucky to have Bob McQuillan here tonight. Mac has had several careers as a U.S. Marine, an industrial arts teacher, and a musician. He played in Ralph Page's band and with Duke Miller, two pillars of New Hampshire Contra-Dance music, the New Hampshire Contra-Dance music scene. He's also played with Dudley Loftman's Canterbury Country Dance Orchestra, and he now has a band with Deanna Stiles and Jane Orzechowski called Old New England. He's written so many Contra-Dance tunes, he can't even remember them, and when we play them, he says, "Oh, that's a great tune, what is that?" And then he finds out he wrote it. So. And in 2002, he was awarded a National Endowment of the Arts Heritage Fellowship, and I think that's just a sign of the recognition of what he's given to this type of music over the years. And I wonder if, Master, if you would say a few words to us.
Thank you very much, John.
Switch chairs.
Much obliged. Delightful to be here. Over him, stand beside my pride and joy. She's so great. She's so great. The fun of being me is the fact that I get to do a lot of things. Play tunes, play music. I play quite a lot on the piano. But the teaching aspect of it is really great fun. I love when I get a chance to do that, and this has been a very, very happy thing with Sarah. Long time ago, I started going to the contra dances. Now this contra means like contrary, opposite. Does that make sense? That's what it. So that's why they call them contra dances, because it means across from. It translates from Latin. Good evening. Hi there. How are you? Anyway, I used to go to the dances back in '46. I was having the time of my life, and then eventually I wound up playing an accordion in Ralph Page's band, which John already told you. But what he didn't tell you was that I got to listen to the piano player, and this guy named Johnny Trombley lived over in Marlborough. He was a wonderful piano player. Everybody that knew John was very happy about it. And we used to find out if he wasn't playing for Ralph, he was going to play somewhere else. Where's Trombley playing? He's playing down to Pittsburgh. Oh, that's the place to go for a dance tonight. And we'd get in our cars and we'd go down to Pittsburgh. Never mind who else was there. If that piano player, that particular one, was there, that made the music worth dancing to. And it was great fun. We used to love his stuff. So I hooked on his style. That's what I've done. I love the way he played, and he's dead and gone long many years now. 53, I think, he left. And anyhow, my style is patterned, at least, after Johnny Trombley's way of playing. And that's what I pass on to folks like my dear Sarah here. I can't play the piano. If you said, Bob, sit down and play us a tune, I can't do that. I have no idea in the world how to play melody. I can't use the left hand and the right hand in the way that people do that play the piano. I can't do that. But I have this boom chuck, John called it, is a real live name. You go boom with the left hand, you go cheep with the right hand. That's the bass the bass, and then make a chord with the right hand. So that, and it takes that, sounds like, it doesn't sound like boom chuck, but that's what they call it anyway. So anyway, that's why it gets its name. I don't know if it's still a derogatory term or not. When I was first getting going, he's nothing but a damn boom chucker, you know, this type of thing. And, but nevertheless, I am the world champion boom chucker. So anyhow, that's what I do. And I think maybe I've talked enough, and maybe we should play some tunes now and see what happens. And you'll hear Sarah and the boom chuck and whatever. So welcome, and thanks an awful lot for coming. This is quite a large turnout, more people than I think it would come, but thank you. Nice to see you all.
A lot of contra dances start, believe it or not, with a polka, and they start with a polka and end with a waltz. All the other dances are called, but the first and last dance are the only couple dances. But I don't know if it's a tradition, but a lot of the dances I've been to that Frank has operated, he starts with a polka. So we're going to start with a polka.
Never heard of it.
jigs here, and I played the second one. It's called Road to Lisdon Varna for a couple of years, and then I heard on public radio that there was a place, Lisdon Varna. It's in Ireland, and I thought, oh, it must be one of those romantic places with all these legends and elves and all that. But what it's famous for is they have a dating weekend where you can go and be matched up with whatever. It's a matchmaking thing. But people come from all over Ireland, I guess, to go to Lisdon Varna. So it put a different meaning on the tune for me. But.
It's good for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. The first one, it's called Jefferson and Liberty, and I think if that was back to Jefferson's time, he used that as a campaign song when he was running for president. So, and it's still popular. And what Smash the Windows is also called Roaring Jelly. What's the story of that?
Smash. I think it's an explosive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's jelly, the jelly that roars, that's dynamite or gelatin. And in the troubles in Ireland, there was quite a lot of bangity bangity bang. And so somebody decided they ought to have a tune called Roaring Jelly or
Smash the Windows.
Or Smash the Windows, yeah. That's how it got its name. I'm glad I wasn't there when that happened.
Yeah. Staten Island hornpipe. It has you can hear listen for the horn from the ferry boat. It stands out in there. The second tune is a French tune, and there are a lot of French-Canadian tunes in Contra-Dance music. It has a very good, dancing has a good tradition of stealing tunes from wherever there's good tunes, and there's a lot of good French-Canadian tunes. And the last one is called Petronella, and there's a very specific Contra-Dance that goes with the Petronella. And there's one part in the dance where the dancers twirl with their backs to the circle and they clap as they're turning. And it adds a lot of, it sounds simple, but it adds a lot of excitement to the dance. It's one of the more fun dances to do, I think. But you'll listen in that one for the place where the three claps are in Petronella. So these are set of reels. And I'll go too fast. As fast as I last.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
where do you want one?
You're gonna be number 2. You're,
You want us
yeah,
to
I
be
want
on
you to all stay on this side of
We
that,
have to be
yeah.
careful of that.
Are
Okay, where do you
are
want
you
the head
gonna-
couple? We'll be the head
the
Mike and I are the
head
head
couple always has their backs to the music.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
right.
the music? Yeah, it's the music. You can be couple number 2, and you can be couple number
Yeah, she's part too.
Oh, she's
Aaron's
dancing. Oh, okay. And
There
then
it comes.
you need to,
Woman's on the right.
women's on the right. Women's always right. You know that already?
John, Carol,
Now, the first dance that we're gonna do, Susan, if you can move the set back just a little bit closer to this table. We gotta do the butterfly twirl down at the end. The,
Yeah, it's right there.
we're gonna go a little this way.
okay, okay. The first couple, and we're gonna start right off dancing instead of on your partners and stuff because of the way the music goes. The first couple goes right down the center, and you go between the other couple. Stop right there and put your arm out. You're facing this way. Lock elbows and you butterfly twirl once around. And that number one couple separates. The lady goes right and the gent goes left. And you really have to hurry on this part. You get around back to where you started. Now, and you balance, everybody balance to your partners. Which, the balance is just kind of a step forward. You remember all this? Yep. And now you all go do-si-do. Do-si-do your partner.
Behind me, and back to the.
And now you're facing your partner. I want you to turn around and look at your corner. Your neighbor. Okay. And swing your corner. All right.
Everybody else knows what they're doing. Leave you over there and leave you off.
This is a ballroom position.
All right.
You put your right feet next to each other,
All right.
and you can kind of pivot on that right foot. Now, or you can walk. You can walk around. Walking around is good.
So the pivot is there.
So go ahead, take the ballroom position, and you swing. And now you start with the gent on the inside of the ring, and then you promenade.
Okay.
We always had it back to the same spot.
Now you come back to the gentleman's home. You were couple number one.
Oh, I see.
Now you change partners.
Yes.
This dance is called the changing partners. Now
How come I'm in the same spot though?
Because men never.
it's your turn. All right, the same young man with a pretty young girl.
Take it down the same
Get
way.
down the center with a butterfly twirl. Just all you have to do is just walk. You don't have to let this down. Butterfly twirl, go once around, and now you lady goes right and the gent goes left.
Yeah, I've already done this. I'm ahead
And
of
then everybody balance
Here
to
we
your
go, balance.
partner.
Balance.
Now you all go do-si-do.
Sorry, forget those.
Do-si-do back to back with your partner. And turn around and swing the gal that you don't know. And then you promenade.
you. Now who promenades?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Don't say
Again.
I mean the same.
You know, it's gonna be, when your turn is all done, you'll have a number.
All right.
That
go
same
down.
old man with a pretty young girl. And down the center of the butterfly twirl.
This is your last time.
The lady goes right and the gent goes left. And all balance to your partner. Now you all go do and swing the gal that you don't know.
And then, sorry.
And promenade.
It's all a matter of pattern.
I don't know why it's supposed to be in number one.
Because you're so good at it.
Going as far as the part is the one that keeps switching.
Now that same old buck with a pretty young girl.
I'm tired of this.
Round around. Good job.
Go around the back.
And the lady goes right and the gent goes left.
Oh, here.
You really have to hurry.
Me 3 times again.
And balance to your partner. Now you all go do-si-do
Yeah.
and swing the gal that you do know. And you promenade again.
I'm thinking of what I'm doing.
All right, now, gents, Your partner is on your right. Your corner is on your left. Now, I want to demonstrate an Alamand. There's an X right there. I'm standing on the X. You can't see it, but it's there. I'm going to Alamand left with Susan. All the way around.
Back on the X.
There's the X still. So if everybody, Alamand left your corner. You cannot do an Alamand left with the right hand. Now, give right hands to your partner and pull by, left to the next to a grand, right and left. All the way, and keep going. When you meet the partner, you keep going.
Keep going, keep going.
And when you get back home, you meet your own and you promenade. And then, couple number two is gonna, the second young man, with the pretty young lady. Down the center.
Oh, I gotta go through the butterfly thing.
Yes. And just remember, we're not gonna walk through this for everybody, but you saw the gentleman here in the red shirt do that 4 times in a row. You're gonna do it with every one of the ladies around the set. And then we're gonna do that grand right and left. Now, if I coined a phrase, sometimes things get a little bit undone. I call that a train wreck. If you have a train wreck, just square your sets and wait for the music to start over, and we'll see if I can help you. I'm tied to the sound system here, but I'll get out there and shout if I have to. We'll see what happens.
And the only thing is that when you're doing the butterfly twirl thing, you gotta move. You can't sort of sit and think about it because the music keeps going. You go in through the middle and take the nearest
Please take
arm.
no water.
Yeah. Faster, go. Faster.
I already forgot what I was supposed to do now.
No, that was just practice. Now it's for real with music.
You though, you're first.
Yep. All right, get ready. Here we go. Now the first young man with a pretty young girl goes down the center with a butterfly twirl. Lady goes right and the man goes up and balance to your partner's off. Now you all know the road to go and swing the gallet. You don't know. Swing her high and swing her low and then you don't get it. First, left and a balance to your partner. Now you all do you know and swing the Allen you all know. Swing your body, swing your low, you promenade. That's like a young man, pretty young girl goes down the center with a butterfly twirl. Now lady goes right, chick goes left, balance to your partner's off. Now you all go do-si-do, swing the gal that you don't know. Swing your high, swing your low, you promenade. Now that same old man with the pretty young girl goes down the center with a butterfly twirl. The lady goes right, chick goes left, the balance to your partner's off. Now you all go do-si-do, swing the gal that you don't know. Swing your high, swing your low, and you promenade. Now that same old luck with the pretty young girl goes down the center with a butterfly twirl. The lady goes right, chick goes